Pull up some shit here.
This one's gonna be short anyway. There's just not much.
Busy ass last couple of days.
Yeah, tell me
You
about
want to
it.
hear a crazy fucking real estate story that I'm dealing with right now? All right,
Yeah.
we bought a for sale by owner house. Okay, one of my clients did. It's like March 18th. We close on April 20th, and today's what, the 7th. And got an email 4 days ago from the sellers, who, let me remind you, it's for sale by owners. So they don't have an agent. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And they just decided to email and say that they aren't going to sell the house. Obviously, we're under contract. So, you can't break a contract with an email. Well, today was day 5 of them just completely not responding to us.
Always good.
Fun.
So
I think that happens way too much.
How does one proceed from here?
So it's just lawyer time, man. Spent the phone all day on the phone with lawyers. Like, it's a fucking mess, bro. It is in my client's house. I sold their house too, right? So they were closing on a house and moving into a house on April 20th. Now they don't have a home.
Wow.
Shit.
It is interesting, bro.
Man.
I want to be a good realtor by the end of all this shit. Buying and selling.
All right, let me pull up this.
I'll send out one more alert and then we'll get going.
Oh, that's fine. What are we going over? Those wasted youth dunks, maybe. Those UNC ones are restocking like a motherfucker.
It's crazy because those keep restocking and the price essentially just keeps staying above 400 from what I've seen.
It's like literally what we said about mochas.
It's the shoe of the century.
I mean,
Raging Bulls. I think it's going to be hot like that until that hyper one comes out, and then people will get bored with it.
People like it. It seems.
The Raging Bull is going to be an interesting one. Because I bet we don't get shit for stock on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's still not one size, and there's not one like real size under 400 still.
Here, I have it.
Have restocked like 500 times.
Oh, you're talking about the
large quantities.
These Raging,
let's get to Raging Bulls though.
I don't know. Do you so Brandon, what do you want to do the stock and all that bull?
Yeah, well, okay. So Gloss said the stock was 350,000, which seemed high, but I mean, I'm not putting it past Nike to release that much of like this type of shoe. I mean, this is like people have been waiting for this for close to 15 years now. So, yeah, makes sense. I checked this week. I always have my relationships with the slot runners, and I said, "What's the price going to be?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know, like 50." I'm like, "Yeah, no." He's like, "Well, did you check the prices?" I said, "No." It was like literally 350 to 400. I was not expecting to see that late, like that close to release. But I mean, I can't see it staying there. I could see 300-ish, 320-ish. I could say 3 to 320, maybe slightly higher day of, but I think that's probably where they settle. I mean, to me, this is like the most hype Jordan 5 there really is. I don't know if I could think of maybe the burgundies if that were to come out again, but this is, has the kind of classic vibe. And I mean, people have been waiting for this for a while. To me, it's a better shoe than the Fire Red 5. Buy, sell, hold, like whatever. I'm still flipping it day of just because I feel like that's when the price is going to be high, like, highest. Just capitalize on the bump you're probably going to see. That's where I'm leaning. That's what I'm thinking right now. So
I think we're going to get, I think this is going to be an in-store boys shoe. And I think we're going to have, it could arguably be like one of the continuing themes of delayed product shoes. I feel like, and I feel like we're going to see some of these prices hold, and kind of people are going to be talking about how fives are back, GRs are back, this, that, and the other. And I don't think right now, the way any store has done anything and the way any release has gone, that you can convince me 350,000 pairs of these are going to be releasing on Saturday. Like,
No, you're right.
I just don't buy that. So in that scenario, it's just traditionally it pumps a little bit, but like as you pointed out, they're high already. So to me, that just suggests more holding. Not enough pairs for everybody, and these prices become a fake market price because people who know what's going on know that it's not going to be the market price. But you just made the point about UNC one's constantly restocking and the price holding. In my personal opinion, if this constantly restocks, it's not holding, and that's the difference in the shoes.
This is also like, forget 350,000. I mean, this is even 100. If there's 100,000 pairs right now, there's only 300 total asks, 400 total asks. Like, that's not. I feel like that's not normal this late for a shoe to have this few asks. Again, maybe I'm wrong, and we have previous.
You're right on that. I think it's always been in 4-figure.
Smurf, are we like? I'm not like bugging right now. Like, there's been slides where we've had like
383 is suspiciously low.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So in that respect, like, I feel like the price could just be
almost like easy
high.
supply low. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. That's like sulfur. Like, what was the other one? Low linen. Like, that's that low.
Like easy supply low. Suspicion.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah. So does that mean that we think essentially? Yeah, I think it's pretty likely that there's essentially going to be a pump right after drop.
It depends where they get though. Honestly depends where they like. If you tell me they're 300 Friday night after the foot abs go, then I say all right, maybe there's some sort of pump. But if you tell me like they're still pulling 350, I just don't see where. I feel like that's already factored into the price. Like, it's almost priced in.
Maybe with some of the big sizes, though, you might see a small, like, hey, push towards 375, 380, couple sales up high because people are getting scared and bullshit like that. I think it's an interesting pair because as you point out at the beginning, there's quite an OG following for this shoe. So
this is one of the ones that they've been begging Nike to bring back, and now they bring it back, and I feel like the demand has been kind of matching what. The demand now has been matching kind of the demand in the past few years. Like, I mean, I remember Scoop 208 trying to pick up these pairs like left and right.
Scoop.
Like every day, be like, oh, family, and then whip out the knife, and then it would just be another pair of Raging Bull 5s from like 10 years earlier. So I don't know. Again, they did a decent job. It's nothing crazy.
I think normal people will also like this shoe.
Oh yeah.
We're completely focusing on like the sneakerheads, but in terms of people who have a little money in their pocket, just want a cool Jordan, boom, here you go.
I think you can't really ignore either and I'm looking at it right now, what the Stealth did. I mean, the Stealth has gone now through 7,500 pairs on StockX, which is pretty impressive. And it's holding a pretty strong average price. I mean, like 11.5's 260, 12's 250, 11's 250, 13's 250, 10's 250, 9's 9.5's 250, 9's 246, 8.5 252, 8 256. I mean, for a 190 retail shoe that is bland as fuck and is a 5. I mean, I'm very surprised by where it's at right now.
Aren't these 192 retail, which I was really surprised about?
From what I understand.
Yeah, I thought they were going to push 200.
Yeah,
if you're telling me that Lightning 4s are 220, I thought for sure these would be 200, but I guess not.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. That's surprising.
That doesn't make any sense.
I think when you look at these stealths, I think it's, I mean, we've been kind of hard on 5s. We've not really seen fives that we really like too much.
But I mean, in all fairness, what have fives really done?
Yeah, no, I agree. And so it's interesting that Stealth is the one that broke the fucking trend, right? And it's interesting that Stealth broke it right before the big Raging 5 release. So, I don't know.
Anthracite and Anthracite. I think Anthracite actually broke it.
Yeah. Anthracite, though, is like the Anthracite is Black Cat 2.0.
Yeah, but there was also just so few of both of them.
So crazy. So yeah, I mean, this is an easy go, all sizes, in my opinion, no question about it. And I don't think you should even be. If they've said 450, I would have said the same thing because you can't convince me that this world logistically is ready to handle a full scale release on one day. So, balls to the wall.
So I saw this tweet. I'm not going to say who it's from, but I saw this tweet. Well, because then you get associated with people, and you quote one person's tweet, and all of a sudden, everything they've ever said in their 60-year life could be attributed to you. But that's not exactly the case here. Although a lot of my taxation tweets recently have been from this. Okay, so I saw a tweet. It looks like consumers are running low on stimulus money. As a result, they're now spending money the old-fashioned way. They're borrowing it. February consumer credit surged by $27.6 billion, 10 times the consensus estimate, the biggest beat ever, the most since November of 2017. I kind of have if you compare sales, honestly, now, maybe it's just me, to 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, I kind of feel that way. Maybe he's crazy, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know where this falls in pricing things in. Just something I thought I'd throw out because it's interesting.
I mean, so give me how's that affecting you? Like your thought process?
Well, because if you think, X shoe is going to do really well because stimulus, right? What this tweet kind of says is, well, that's kind of a fallacy because stimulus essentially is over right now. Because now instead of spending money, with the disposable income, not disposable income, but the stimulus checks they just got, they're turning back to their credit cards. That could mean they're now employed. They're putting it on the cards.
No, I mean, I'm just saying for I'm just saying as a seller, how's that affecting
maybe less demand overall. Again, maybe I'm crazy, but
see, I think my viewpoint in the stimulus was that I never saw it as an opportunity, and it's why I told us to accumulate inventories because I never saw it as an opportunity to hit humongous rushes. I just saw it as an opportunity to move a lot of inventory.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think a lot of it's just dependent upon what your expectations are. I think that's a good point. I mean, I think some people are making predictions off this stuff, and they don't have, we know that a lot of people online don't know what the fuck they're talking about when they're talking about shoe predictions and stuff, especially secondary market. But they're making these predictions based upon that, and I think that's a valid viewpoint. I think it's a misinterpretation of what the stimulus was in the first place. And the stimulus in the first place from our context was they're going to buy fucking inventory, not that necessarily you're going to go through the roof. Now, granted, during that scenario, there will be certain shoes that do end up going through the roof by natural process of supply and demand. I mean, you see those pop. I mean, but I think it's a fair comment.
Yeah, no, that was not from a sneaker person at all. It's just something I saw, and I was just curious what you thought, how that would affect things.
I think if anything, it just means that we don't need to be looking for pump shoes. We need to be looking for shoes that are moving volume. I think it's why Jeff's so high on and I am too, on those black dunks down the road, because I mean, that's not, we were saying on the last stream, that's not a pump shoe. That's people are just going to buy the shit out of those fucking pairs, and it's just going to naturally go to a stronger point in price action. I think that might be the play right now with more how you're controlling your inventory as opposed to, hey, let me just see if I can catch home runs on some of these holds, some of these SBs that might go 4 figures or some bullshit. And then as opposed to just strategically building inventory and letting it fly out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm good with that.
But hey, what do we know? What do we know over here at BSH?
What do we know?
Man, I really wish we could ask Gloss the update on these. He's got so much good info about these shits. Oh, snap, though. We didn't get this. Is that the personal?
Yeah, they're incredibly comfortable.
Get out of here. Oh, man. Put yourself on the main screen. I want to see these things.
Oh.
This is the sand?
This is the sand, yeah.
So now dare I say this? What do we think about the idea that these have gone too low? That they kind of hit their bottom. Not that they're going to be a $600-700 shoe, but they could be a $450, $500 shoe for some time.
I mean, our conclusion when me and Jeffrey had on last week was that sand is a 400 plus shoe. 450.
I think the other ones are better. Are the other ones not better?
I think they're cooler.
We just think it's going to sub. It's just more about it being a sub and more about the past. These types of colors just move.
Yeah.
And like, again, it kind of goes back to the volume play. Like we were talking, like this is kind of like the one that we think most people will go back to move. And it's just moving the most. So I think if it's just moving the most, I think it's very fair to say like that size 8, that size 6, that size 5, that's fuck, man. I want to go buy some of these. Those are not going to be in their same spots. Like I think it's very, very safe to say that. So yeah, you could say those are pretty low, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't like obviously the shoe at all. But with that said, I've just seen a lot of people buying, and not people that are buying to hold, mainly people with stores that are buying because they have demand.
Oh, yeah. It's a great store shoe,
yeah,
though, right?
And to me, that kind of sets a floor. Like, to me, we kind of hit that floor where, these are pulling 5, 6. They dropped like a rock. And now the store owners are really being able to move them for, X over StockX right now.
Yeah.
And to me, that sets a floor.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why I feel like there's a little value in the short term. Summer's coming up. Smurf is probably going to buy a few more for himself anyway, so you can capitalize on that little pump over there. But
Smurf, are you a long term holder now? Are you going to be just refreshing these pairs?
I think I'm set at one pair. I mean, I don't know who in their right mind is paying $400 for this shit. But like it's literally a piece of foam. Like it's not worth $400. But
okay. So you're telling me I don't need to pay resale ever for this?
No.
I mean,
I'm telling you that.
No. With that being said, I will be more than happy to sell random people pairs for the high because I definitely agree with what you guys have been saying. I think the small sizes are really interesting, and I think all it takes is like a couple of fashion people to wear this, and boom, it's done.
Especially since it's so unique. Like this is something that we are used to a little bit, but if someone like Smurf just said places this in the right place, people will be like, I've never seen anything like this before. Holy shit.
And I think everybody asks
something though. This is something though, sorry to interrupt, that I would have a very short-term outlook on things. Like it's not your typical, hey, hold it 6 months and see where we are. It's like give it maybe 2-3 months and go based off that.
Definitely. I mean, it takes 25 minutes to make this shoe. So, like,
yeah,
they should be pumping them out constantly. I don't know why they're not, but yeah.
Well, and I think, too, it's important to note that the next release is a dark color, so that kind of puts more of a focus on the lighter colors for the upcoming months.
For sure. Here are the news.
Yeah, but basically, I mean, I think basically, like, kind of like what we were talking about last week was that this is the one we thought initially we would want to invest in, but the more you look at it, the sand is the one that's going to move the volume, and this is just going to maybe kind of just be I don't know, 354 shoe, maybe. I mean, I like it personally better than the sand, but I don't think it's going to move anywhere near the volume of the sand.
I agree. It's also like harder to pull off. So just in terms of a wearability perspective, I don't know.
I feel like if you're wearing this shoe, you don't give a shit about pulling stuff off. That's my opinion.
I don't know.
I don't know. Sorry to throw stones if I live in a glass house right now, but I mean that's what I would think.
Oh man, no, but I think the sand is the one here. If I'm probably just completely ignoring this one on investment purposes. Whenever I have the sand option, I just think it's a clear volume play, and kind of laid out my volume theory and think that that's the move right now anyway. So
that's it.
you
in terms
can
of
see
small.
my Griffey on the bed. How are those Griffies doing by the fucking way, fellas?
Great.
Beautiful.
Very well.
Guys, this is also a flash reminder. Still cash out golf shoes if you can. I'm still seeing some opportunities with them in the big sizes. People are taking bids, even though the ask is high. So don't sleep.
What else? Anything? I mean, again, there's really not much this week. It's really Raging Bull 5s or nothing else.
It's really Raging Bull 5s. Let me go ahead and make sure before I go over here we don't have anything in the call requests that's coming up. Oh shit. No.
Yeah.
Is
I mean,
Supreme good at all tomorrow? You know?
we could have Gloss put something out about that, but I just
Yeah, Gloss couldn't make it tonight, fellas. He is living large. So we'll see if we can get him to throw something out on that. I mean, I don't really see anything else. If we see anything else, guys, we'll do a voice video call and get it on for you. Pretty slow right now. Is there anything? What's coming up next? Like outside, just other than the Hyper Royal?
Columbia 11 lows, Hyper Royal 1s, Citron 11 lows, the women's pair, but I feel like it still could hit. I mean,
yeah.
It's really busy. Oh, and then UNC 4s. Like, let's not get me started on those. It's gonna be a busy month. This is just not the busy. This is just not the busy week. It's Raging Bull 5s, and that's gonna kick us off.
Okay. All right. Well, good stuff, guys. We'll get you all this info up, and keep your eyes set on the calls. We'll keep you all updated.
Easiest timestamps ever.
Easiest timestamps ever. I think Smurf froze.
Am I good?
Yeah, Smurf froze. It was a pretty smooth exit, though. I'm impressed.